top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers, break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah, now let's get started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah. Give me something new. Time to break it loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Northwest Racing Series and one of the prestigious big races of the year we always run, the Bristol Dirt Race. We saw it with the trucks a couple of weeks ago. The sweep held by Devin West. He won the truck race last year and this year as well. And now we prepare to see if Devin West can go 4 for 4 and be the repeat winner for the dirt race for the Cup Series. It is the next round of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. This is iRacing on LSRTV. And for those that are listening on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM in the Triangle of North Carolina, I am Wesley Outland. We do not have Samuel Dyer, who was a Northwest regular. We do not have my regular Northwest regular of Justin Prince. So we have young Brockton Packard joining us. Brockton, we're going to see a good race here at the dirt track at Bristol Motor Speedway. Welcome aboard tonight.
Thanks, Wesley. I'm glad to be here. This is going to be such a unique track and car combo. The first time we're seeing these next generation Cup cars on this now updated version of Bristol Dirt. It's going to be fun, Wesley.
It certainly is, man. I'm telling you, we're going to look forward to seeing this and having fun tonight. And you know, it's always a very unique format that is held here for the Bristol Dirt Race. It is nothing like what we normally do throughout the year, where we normally have, you know, the qualifying and then you race and then you go. You're going to have qualifying and then you got heat races, your heat races, kind of like you see at the regular dirt tracks across the world. Same thing here tonight at Bristol. They're going to throw dirt on this place. We're going to see a dirt track race here at Bristol, and they're going to run in that dirt racing format. Four 10-lap heat races after qualifying concludes. Then we go into, of course, a 155-lap race that includes also stages, or 140 laps actually, that includes stages. And right now, we have qualifying going on track, and currently 1936 Lake Peterson is at the top of the board. We'll try to bring you some of that right now, but that's happening very, very quickly, Brockton. And, of course, when we get on the on-track activity, we'll be ready for heat race number 1.
Oh, absolutely. These times are going to be quick right off the bat. This track is all gripped up and ready to go. But I guarantee you, after 140 laps, this thing's not going to look the same.
No, it's not for sure. And I will let everybody know that that's watching. If obviously the last couple of weeks we've had overlay issues. There's been, we not been able to show the graphics and the designs and all the fancy bells and whistles that LSRTV is normally famous and known for doing, and hopefully we can figure that out and rectify the situation. As right now we are seeing qualifying, which is an improvement. But Ryan Bloom goes to the top of the board, 25.67, 19.35, of course, is Peterson. Ryan Bloom with an extra lap, so that's not even nowhere near the time of what Lake Peterson did. So right there, I know it says Ryan Bloom's up in front, but that's hashtag fake news, Brockton. It's 19.35 for Lake Peterson.
Yeah, but it looks like it's looking at the last lap time. So Bloom actually ran a 19.17 on his first lap. So he is our pole sitter currently.
Yeah, so 19.35 for Peterson, 19.44, of course, BJ Duvall or Will Duvall. So there's a lot of drivers we're going to keep an eye on. We're going to watch. We're going to see where they'll be at the end of things. But right now, this should be exciting. So watch these guys working the way. Ryan Bloom now, Lake Peterson, BJ Duvall, Chris Camary. And remember, the way they qualified, Brockton, that only sets up the lineup for the heat races. So if you qualify first, you're on the pole for heat 1. If you qualify second, you're on the pole for heat 2. If you qualify third, you're on the pole for heat number 3. If you qualify fourth, you're on the pole for heat number 4, and so on. So if you're catching my drift on the way, that goes down. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got 32 drivers in this field tonight. That means there's going to be a lot of shuffling around, and your first 2 rows in their main will be the first winner or the winners in each heat. So that'll be interesting to see how they sort out which heat was actually faster and which heat might have an advantage in the beginning of the race with more track wear, possibly.
And by the way, I'm being told now, Ryan Bloom, and I guess it didn't pick it up. Well, actually, just updated now. Ryan Bloom just turned a 1917. 1917 for Ryan Bloom, so it has updated now. It was in a 25-second mark, but it has updated, and how about that? And here's deja vu all over again, if you want to be honest here, Brockton. Ryan Bloom was the class of the field in the truck race for the Northwest at Bristol a couple of weeks ago, where overall winner Devin West did pick up the win. But on that night, he was fast qualifier. Ryan Bloom was Heat 1 winner, and for the most part, he was the guy that was up in the front.
Oh, yeah, I was lucky enough to be in the booth for that one, too, and it's definitely a little bit of deja vu seeing that 25 and Bloom next to it up top. But it'll be interesting to see if he's learned anything from his race in the truck series, if he's been able to maybe manage his time a little bit better and maybe manage the track a little bit better as well.
Of course, there has been a total of 5 races. We're into round number 6 here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway on the season for the Northwest Cup Series, for Northwest Racing Series. And Caden Anderson is the only repeat winner on the series. Everyone else has got wins, including Aaron Cooper, Dan West Jr., and Lake Peterson. So, Caden Anderson won in Atlanta in round 2. He won last week at Vegas in round 5. And obviously now as we move into Bristol and we take off for Easter next Sunday for a reset, this should be exciting and fun to see. So, we'll watch it, get you set. We're going to step away. The set is staged for heat races. 4 15-lap heat races that set the lineup. That is coming up when we return. iRacing on LSRTV, the Community Radio Network, the Bristol Dirt Race. It's here, baby. We're back in a moment.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's
broadcast personality Wesley Outland, and for the second year in a row, the Community Radio Network is excited to also be the voice of iRacing on LSRTV every Monday and Thursday night with the Northwest Racing Series for Cup and Truck. Join yours truly, Justin Prince and Samuel Dyer, every week as they race towards a championship. We're also on the radio in the Triangle in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area at 87.5 WCRN and anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. Click play, check out the coverage, the power of radio to the imagination of the listener, esports style. We are the Community Radio Network, the voice of iRacing on LSR TV. Check it out when you can, and replays are always up too.
Welcome back to Bristol. I told you when we returned, they'd be ready to go heat races. And here it is, heat race number 1, ready to go on the pole. Ryan Bloom and the number 25 machine. To the outside, Chris Camary in the row number 15, row 2. Toby Ritters at 23, Troy Daggett in the 51. Sean Brightsman, the 2020 series champion in 46. Jeff Stabnow in 24. Brian Reynolds in the 12. Tristan Wood in the 57. Then it's going to be Carl Burke in 53. Caden Anderson and Bryce Clark. The rundown of close to 30 some odd trucks. I'm thinking we're probably going to have 3 or 4 heat races. 15 laps the distance. 1 to go. We're green next time. Bye, Brockton.
Yeah, this will be interesting. When I was running a couple test laps to kind of get a little bit of preparation for this race, I found that even in third gear, when you take off, it still gets a little loose and it still tries to jump out on you. So it's going to be real interesting to see how these guys handle that. I'm excited to see what Bloom can do on the inside lane, and I'm excited to see if anybody can actually make some passes through the field.
Ready to go. Of course, we were at Dover last week, so we got to fix that. We're at Bristol. Ready for the field to come to the line. Probably big capital letters too. Bristol Dirt heat number 1. Ryan Bloom, Chris Camary, front row. Ritters has been doing good as of late, and we're underway here in heat race number 1, Bristol Dirt.
Already seeing some different lines here as we're watching the 15 of Chris Camry all the way at the top, rim riding, getting that big run off turn 4 there.
Bloom, Camary, Ritters, Brightsman, Stab down, top 5. That's the way they stand. In the early going to this race, we're underway. There's Camary's car. He's in the number 2 spot. 13 laps to go. Look at the way they just slide coming off of the corner. You want to make a little contact at the wall. If you do, Brockton, you just want to make a little contact, not much.
Oh yeah, these cars are real resilient with the side force and everything like that. So if you want to hit something, as we see the 23 absolutely sending it into the outside lane there. He's already had some contact with the outside wall. A nice battle here between Toby Ritters and the 46 of Sean Beidsman.
Brightsman, Ritters, Brightsman. Here comes also Stab now in that white car. Changing up his colors, if you will, for this one as they work their way around the racetrack. 10 laps to go with Bloom out in front. Ryan Bloom, the leader in 25. For the most part, Brockton, everybody's kind of just lying in the weeds right now, just kind of taking her easy.
Yeah, I think most people are going to be using this session, these heat races, as kind of a practice. And we got a wreck. Oh, for 23.
Jinxed it, man. Caution out, by the way, yellow flag. as Ritters and Sean Brightsman have got together. Ritters has hooked himself up on the safer wall barrier to the inside of the racetrack. And Sean Brightsman of the Brights Boutique entry with damage to in unison T-bone. Wow. Brightsman lucky he didn't get hit by anybody else, but then you see Ritters stuck up on the wall there, and there's Brightsman's car. Man. First caution.
Yeah, that's real unfortunate for Brightsman. He was running pretty good, working on the 23. As we're looking at our leader currently, the 25 of Ryan Bloom, he was running about 4/10 faster than second place on the last lap. So he's just getting everything dialed in for this race. He knows where he's going to start most likely. So he's just getting everything dialed back in. Look who's in third though, Wesley. That's our old buddy, Jeff Stadbow.
He is.
Third.
Man out of Billings, Montana, trying to look for himself a decent starting spot, if you will. There will either be 3 or 4 heat races. Obviously, I think we've got less than 33 cars signed in, so there'll probably be 3 heats, 10 laps, 15 laps each. This is heat race number 1. You do the math, 11, 22, 32. So
Yeah.
11, 11, and 10.
But yeah,
And,
based on
that's still a good number. And honestly, there's no need to have a last chance race because I don't think there was any planned anyway. Everybody gets to start this race. I know they're only going to start 40 cars, but everybody will be able to start this race. And 32 is still a good amount.
Yeah, I think 32 is going to be perfect. It's still going to be a pretty decent field, but hopefully, knocking on the wood all around me here, hopefully it won't be that much of a wreck fest like we saw earlier today.
First caution, 9 laps to go. Sean Brightsman looks like they're waiting to get him back in line here. And look at this. Usually we don't have a pace truck for NASCAR Cup. Tonight we do for the Northwest Cup is what I meant to say. We're coming back for the restart here. 7 laps to go on the dirt at Bristol. Bloom is out in front, but here we go, 2 by 2. Side by side for those second place cars as now they go back single file going to 3.
Yeah, Chris got a really good run off of 2 there on the top side, and Bloom, getting way up in the marbles there. A real nice run off, trying to flatten that up, get that cushion built up. The quicker you get that cushion built up, the better that top line's going to be. But these guys are going to try to make these inside lanes work at the moment.
Bloom bouncing off the wall, the leader, he saves it. Kamari right behind him. Here comes the battle now between 57 Woods and Daggett. That's for the top 5. Briar Reynolds in front of him in 4th.
Contact.
And they hook each other. Contact trouble. There's Wood and there is Daggett, and they have no, that's Carl Burke. Carl Burke and Troy Daggett have hooked each other. And we go under the yellow flag again. Tristan Wood was able to get away from that chaos before it became calamity for those 2.
Yeah, just seeing a little bit of wrong place, wrong time with the 53 there of Carl Burke. Not really his problem, but he definitely got caught up in it as we're looking at slight right side damage to the 51 there.
Six laps to go. And for the most part, sorry, I had to make an adjustment on my headset there, Brian Brockton. For the most part, this race has been, a couple of cautions, but I mean, we're going to have that in heat races. We're on the dirt. This is something different than we run all year long. Product of the beast.
Absolutely, as the pace car dives down pit road, Ryan Bloom in control. Ryan waiting for the green, and he goes, and a big squiggle out of everybody. It's just trying to put all that power down. Not enough grip in those 18-inch Goodyear Eagles.
Wood and Stabnow and Brightsman, Ritters, and 5 to go.
Oh, watch out.
Anderson and Reynolds going on. Here comes Stabnow. Stabnow and Wood. Brightsman, there's contact again. Brightsman plowing his way through the field on the farmland of Bristol to get back to the front. He's going to go 3 wide. Ritter's up the wall. Reynolds is in trouble. Wood has opened the door now for Burke to get back in the dance as well. And all the while they come to the line and 3 laps to go. It's, oh man, Sean Brightsman. Oh no.
He saved it. Keep it rolling.
He saved
Keep
it,
it
but these
clean.
cars are so wicked loose though, man. I'm telling you. My goodness.
Yeah, if you get it right, they're a blast to drive, but one wrong move like we saw, Bridesman got on the apron just a little bit and it upsets the cars so much. He did a really good job saving it as we ride along board with our leader, Ryan Bloom.
Two. Coming to the white flag. Let's see her in 1 to go this time by here at Bristol. Listen to him wind. White flag of the air. 1 more lap to go. He's out in front in his own world. Wow. Shades of the truck race all over again. Brockton as he gets ready to come out of turn 4 to the checkered flag.
Ryan Bloom gonna take the first stage by about a couple tenths there over Chris Cameron.
Well,
Not
we haven't
about-
officially gotten the stage races yet, buddy. That's going to be in the main event, but this is heat race number 1.
Oh, excuse me. Did I say stage racing? That's
You
my
did.
bad.
You said stage 1.
I'm excited for it, man.
Heat 1.
Let's get there.
And there will be stage races, mind you, 20, 55, and then the 140 to the distance here. So, well, there is your lineup. It looks like on the top ticker to the left for heat race number 2. I'll tell you what, Brockton, I'll let you give the lineup since I gave the lineup for heat number 1, bud.
All right, starting on the pole for heat number 2 is going to be Lake Peterson, followed by the 333 of James Vinning. In row 2 is going to be the 5 of Devin West. P4
Winner last year.
Winner of this race last year. Thank you, Wesley. The number 70 of Bryce Beatty is going to be starting to his outside. Kevin Smith in row 3 in the 00. To his outside, the double deuce of Ron Hunter. Starting 7th is going to be Roll Kaz in the number 10, and Ray Forner to his outside. And we're going to have the 58 of Stephen. Wesley, can you help me out with that last name?
Stephen Paulison.
Paulison, thank you, Wesley. And to his outside is going to be the 71 of Aaron Cooper. And rounding out the field is going to be the 72 of BJ Tidrick.
Yep, that's the lineup. And by the help you out with a couple of other ones, it's James Vining, the Catman, not Vining, James Vining, the Catman, and Cole Raz in the number 10.
All right, thanks,
Ray
Wesley.
Fournier is also another one. You kind of think of you think of French food when you think of Fournier. You know, spaghetti, Italian, lasagna. Here we go. 50. I'm playing. Ray knows I'm messing with him. One of the longtime drivers of the Northwest. I'm thinking chicken wings when I see the Hooters car. The number 9 of Lake Peterson. And it's only fitting that that car mimics what Chase Elliott actually drove at Bristol dirt race last year. That's the wrap job of that car, which for the longest time this season, he's been driving Lake Peterson, a orange and black number 9 that Chase Elliott, the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion, drove at Atlanta. Green flag of the air, we're ready to go. Heat number 2. They'll send it, Brockton, to turn number 1.
Yeah, good side-by-side battle here for second between West and Vining there. Oh, we got Calamity already, Wesley.
That's Hunter. That's Ron Hunter. Spun around. Caution's called. By the way, Brandon Kreutz is the race director here tonight for this race at Bristol.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a common case of too much power too soon with the 22 there.
We just wrapped up a race a moment ago with about an hour, about 30 minutes ago, actually. And Brockton, that had 23 caution flags. That's a record, by the way. John Mustin Jr. officially let me know this information. That is a record in the Sim 500 series.
23 cautions. That's pretty big. That's a lot.
23 cautions for 114 laps in a 174 lap race that actually went into overtime.
Trying to remember, Wesley, what's the most cautions we've had on LSRTV? Was it 23?
I know one time me and Charles did a broadcast right here at Bristol, as a matter of fact. It wasn't on dirt, it was on pavement. And I think it was the Adrenaline iRacing League, and I think we had a 20, 24, 25 cautions. And then I remember another time, a couple of years ago, we did a race that was a wreck fest on the back stretch, and they literally at Martinsville stopped the race because of time. And there was like still 150 laps to go, and they literally stopped the race. They literally called the race. So,
Wesley, before we get going green here, a little trivia. Who was in that race? Who made their debut race in the Adrenaline iRacing series with that Bristol race?
you did.
Of course.
You did. You were testing my knowledge, wasn't you?
Oh yeah. trying to see if you know who you're with here.
Yes. Yeah. You wanted me to say Braxton DeWeese, but shame on you.
No.
We're back to green here in heat number 2 at Bristol. 12 to go. Oh, sideways
Hang
the
on to her.
Catman. James finding the Catman, and breaking out is going to be Devin West in the number 2 position, the winner of last year. Winner of the truck race. And now he sits in 3rd here in heat 2 with coming at 10 to go this time by.
I don't know how Vining got back in front of West there. That was pretty incredible. That was a good little save he had there too, as we're looking at that beautiful LSRTV wrap job of the number 5 there, Devin West.
That's Devin West, man. The LSRTV CRN Camaro, by the way. You got to put CRN on the car too for West Racing. 12 laps to go. It's James Vining, the Catman. His Toyota 333. Look at that nice looking machine working his way in the 2nd spot, man. I'm telling you, Vining, look at the way, if he can figure out this track and do well, he could be a threat tonight, dude. Seriously, 10 to go next time by.
Absolutely. The Catman's got some quick reflexes. He's digging on that bottom lane. I think if he can make that work, that'll be real helpful towards the end of the feature race, as I'd expect this top line to get pretty worn out by the beginning of the feature race for sure. And he's making time on Peterson.
Peterson, Vining, very on board with the 333. And remember, by the way, when they started this race, if you remember, they had 0% work done to the dirt track here at Bristol. For future reference,
Yeah, and we'll see these grooves start coming in, start revving up, getting real slicked off as we see Vining all the way to the top. Who's that at the top too? Beatty all the way to the top. These guys are laying it all out as we're going to have a battle for the lead here, Wesley.
We are side by side. Here comes Vining, the Catman, trying to battle Peterson for the lead. Are you kidding me? The Catman, James Vining, up on the outside lane, down the front straightaway. He's in the wall. Letting the wall be his friend, but he's losing all that momentum now because here comes Peterson with no wall in front of him on the bottom. He'll clear up in front of Vining. 7 to go, the back straightaway.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Peterson was just checking the bottom lane out, seeing how to drive it for later in the race. Vining is just throwing it in there, up in the fluff. He's trying to get everything he can as we come to 5 to go. Next time by.
Yep, 5 laps to go. Laps continuing to tick away down to the finish of this race. As all the while, it is Peterson now opening up 3/4 of a second back to Vining. Vining now a second back, if you will. Could he try to reel him back in? And how about this, Brock? Did Bryce Beatty up to 3rd in the number 70 car?
Yeah, Beatty's been slowly but surely finding his way around the track, and right now he's making some time up on Vining. Vining's just, I think, maybe working a little too hard as we're looking at that 70 car there. He's got a little bit of right side damage, a little bit of left side damage too. That's how you know you're working, Wesley.
The Bristol Dirt Race going on. Remember, the big race is for real this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. And look at them side by side. Look at, oh my goodness, sideways was Beatty. Vining couldn't get there, he gets in the wall. And all the while, Peterson is in the lead. He's moving by Ray Fournier, the lap car. Couple of lap cars in his way. Kendrick as well. White flag this time by. CRN 1 to go. Final time in Heat 2. Next time around, I believe. I think I missed it by 1 lap. They're coming to the white flag this time by now, Brockton.
Yeah, we're running these laps so fast, we're forgetting which lap we're on here. Coming to CRN 1 to go this time here, Wesley. Let's just listen to how Peterson just works that throttle. He's madman in there. His feet must be going a million miles an hour as he's trying to put the 22 1 lap down.
Had a shot earlier by Vining. Vining fell back after hitting the wall. And Lake Peterson will come to the line and win heat number 2. So Peterson will get it done in heat number 2, the number 333. Will settle for second. That's James Vining. Cole Raz will go third. Bryce Beatty fourth, and Devin West, the winner last year. He'll settle for a top 5. And at one time, Devin West was right up there in that battle with them, but fell back. By the way, understanding from Will Duvall, 24 is the LSRTV caution flag record. 24 cautions.
And what would your guess be for what race that was?
Bristol.
Yeah, probably.
I know that me and Charles done a race back when the pandemic was going on where there was that many caution flags. All right, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready now for heat race number 3. Another 15-lap heat race on the pole. There he is from Mannington, West Virginia. Of course, now a native out of West Virginia, now part of the Northwest. That is the driver of Will Duvall, BJ Duvall, if you want to call him that. Dan Lowther to the outside of the 63. Row number 2 is going to find Garber. Of course, Casey Garber, followed by Roy Grande. Barnes in the number 4 machine. This guy's really been turning some heads a couple of weeks, especially in points. That is the driver of course, Brian Barnes. Then we're going to have the driver of Bruce Lee Weaver, Alex Duda, Frank Harris, Dan West Jr., and Brett Johnson in the back. I think they're a scratch. I don't see them on track yet. That's interesting. What a development there.
Yeah, they might be starting from the pits because West just won a lap down, so that it's possible that he's starting from the pits, which, I mean, couldn't hurt much, could it? Just get some practice laps in and work your way through the field in the big race.
I guess. We'll see. Final preliminary race. Remember, they're going to go for their feature race coming up next. It's a 110 laps. 25, 55, the stage breaks. Then they race to lap 110. Ready to come to the line. Green flag is out. We're underway here. Heat number 3. Duvall. He'll send it off of turn 2 as the leader up on the outside lane, and we're underway in heat 3.
And already some beating and banging back here with the 94 and the 63. Ooh, man. Casey pinching Lowther all the way up into the wall. Lowther's really trying to get up to his back bumper. Interesting to see how these guys handle this slowly degrading top line. I wonder if some of them will try the bottom line, as we saw the number 9 of Lake Peterson do last heat race, run the bottom and do pretty darn well.
Lowther in trouble down below the bottom of the apron. He keeps on going again. Barnes behind him. So is also Grande. 13 to go with Duvall still on in front. Oh, trouble. 16, Duda turned around. Alex Duda put us under caution. He's slipped sliding away as he works off turn 4. 12 to go, and the caution out again.
Yeah, as we get a quick look at it here, it just gets in that slick stuff, and it just not enough grip to keep it going, not enough forward momentum, too much sideways action. Looks cool, but it's not as fast as it probably should be. Spins it right around there, Wesley.
Another yellow flag here. Duval, of course, one of those guys that normally competes lengthy on the dirt side of iRacing, R-Factor, back in the day. Very widely known for being involved with what's known as the World of Thunder. And helping that, he also just ran a lot of dirt events. And I've said this before, Brockton, and if you remember, we called our shots back at Bristol for the truck race a couple of weeks ago. You worked with me. And I said this, if there's anybody that I could say could be the dark horse to win this race, it would be BJ Will Duval. We're back to green at Bristol. He's out in front in the pink and white 85 with 11 to go in Heat 3.
Duval with a beautiful line up top. Just a little bit on the fluff, but enough to get the car turned. He's really in control coming off the corner too. A lot of these guys will slip slide around for a little bit. He's really in control. So he's got a pretty good handle over the car. A nice little flick. Oh!
Oh no! Oh, Duval in the wall. Here comes Garber.
Sounded like a lot of people got in the wall on that one. I wonder if that groove's starting to go up further and further. I'm hearing Calamity back there in the pack, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Calamity right there, Wesley.
That is Calamity. That's Roy Grande and Dan West Jr., and they have hooked each other.
Keep your
And
foot
we
in
have
it, Dan.
caution out of good. Oh, my goodness, Dan. Come on, buddy. You know, we here's the thing. Whether it's dirt or pavement, we heard some of these guys say this earlier tonight in the Sim 500 broadcast at Martinsville. And the thing was that they said, Brockton, is these new next-gen cars are just so fast, they don't want to break. And I think we're seeing the same thing, not only on the pavement from what we saw on the sim at Martinsville, but now on the sim for Bristol Dirt. Whether it's, you're already sliding as it is, it's a dirt track, but these cars are so powerful, it takes a lot to get them to stop, and they just don't want to stop.
Absolutely, and not to mention there's so much rear weight with this new diffuser and also the transaxle back there. There's so much rear weight that the nose of the car is really light, so you're trying to slip slide around and you're really having to drive it with the throttle instead of the steering wheel, and that's going to catch a lot of these guys off guard because you're going to crank that steering wheel all the way to the left, and if you're not off the power, it's just going to go straight. So definitely going to have to watch out for some of that. And also, if a wreck happens in front of you, you better find an escape route where you don't have to hit the brakes, because
yeah,
if you can't, you're not going to make it through.
Caution out again here in heat race number 3. Now remember, they come back here in just a little bit and they'll reset and they'll get ready for their heat race. So obviously we'll try this again here. Lights are off on the pace truck. For the most part, as we get ready to come back to green, Brockton, the heat races have been entertaining, but they've flown by very quickly.
Yeah, these things have gone really fast. Speaking of fast, BJ Duval off the line quick, trying to clear that 94 of KC Garber. And I'm hearing Calamity behind, but we're still green. BJ Duvall takes him off of 2 there, Wesley.
So you got to remember, BP, these guys are going to bounce off the wall. And some wall bouncing is okay. It's when you get too much and then you all of a sudden lose control of the car, lock it up, and spin out. Like that right there. Oh, my goodness. Barnes coming after oh, man, Weaver. Hold on there. Bruce Lee Weaver under attack by Barnes. And here comes now. Look who's back up there. Alex Duda again. And just like that, you might have had a caution earlier. You're right back in the saddle again because that's what's going on for Duda in 7th. And we got 5 to go for Duvall this time by.
Yeah, and it's scrapping for everything you can get. Now it's go time. You've learned all that you can learn. Now it's time to put it into practices. Oh, very close between BJ Duvall and KC. Very close. And KC hits the wall. That's going to slow him down just a little bit.
Our plan is to talk to the 3 heat race winners, just like we did for the trucks during the intermission. And so Duvall, could he be one of them? Obviously, so far, your heat race winners are Ryan Bloom, Lake Peterson. Who's going to join him? As Duvall is coming off the corner. 4, now they get 3 laps to go when he works his way off of turn number 4. Cocks the rear end of the car sideways, keeps it off the safer wall barrier as he works down the straightaway here at the virtual dirt last great Coliseum, and 3 to go. Look at it, just if you got somebody you want to watch to help you get around this track, Brockton, it is Will Duvall.
Absolutely, and the funny thing is, Will and I were talking a couple hours before the race, and he didn't sound very confident. He was saying he didn't quite know what to do, and he didn't really have any advice for his teammates as he gets into the wall just a little bit. We got a caution, Wesley, with 2 to go.
Wow, caution out with 2 laps to go. Wow, well, this changes everything. Let's find out what happened. Up in the wall, Alex Duda. Remember what I was telling you about it? 1 minute you're at the top, and the next thing you know, you're in trouble again. And, man, that's exactly what happened to Duda there.
Well, this changes a couple things here, Wesley. 2-lap shootout to decide who sits on the inside of the second row.
Now, remember, they will come back and have a quick warm-up session. And what I mean by, it will be quick. They'll come back, they'll reset, they'll go back, and they'll go for their feature race. And obviously, Brockton, we know this race will be in stages, which is something that usually, another thing we don't normally do.
Yeah, this
is have the stages. Right.
This stage racing is going to be huge for some of these guys. You're going to have that time to kind of take a breath, refocus, kind of see how the track's changing, because we can already see where that pace truck's driving. It's a nice dark brown, and where Will's left side tires are, it's a light brown. So these guys are going to be seeing track changes all over the place, and it's a long race, so you're going to need that time to kind of reflect on that first, second stint.
All right, Brockton, I'm going to quiz you now, as we've got 3 laps to go here, 2 to go when they come back to green. You're from Zephyr Hills, Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
What famous NASCAR driver is from Zephyr Hills, Florida?
As we go to green, that'd be my good friend, David Ruderman.
Aha! David Ruderman, Buzzy Ruderman, all those guys. We're back underway. Here we go. Back straight away into the 3rd turn. Duvall under attack by Garber. White flag, they're coming to the checkers. This time by, is he there? Yes, he is, Duvall. Heat 3 winner. You mentioned Zephyr Hills, true story. When David Ruderman flipped his car at Texas, you remember that?
I think that was McDowell in the double zero.
McDowell, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It was the dirt race when Ruderman had flipped.
Gotcha.
I was doing a dirt race in Florida when he had gotten in an accident. I think it was Bubba Raceway, I believe it was. No, it was David Ruderman when he flipped it. It was Dale McDowell when he had his. Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
had his issue. I got dirt racers on the brain. We're at a dirt track, so Del McDowell, you got to think of the Mac Daddy, which, by the way, was the first ever winner on dirt. The Mac Daddy Del McDowell was the first ever winner in the Star Series there. But this is the warm-up that we were telling you about. But I was just going to say that when Ruderman raced at Bubba Raceway during Speed Weeks, I was one of the guys in the broadcast booth when he got in an accident and he flipped his car during hot laps. He turned around, he got back in the same darn car that he flipped over, and then he went on to finish like second in the A main. It was just unbelievable. For the car to even do what it did was just great. So
Yeah.
here's what we're going to do. We're going to step away. We're going to take a quick commercial break. It works out perfectly because we're coming up on the top of the hour, so we'll pause for our 10 seconds of our network ID on the Community Radio Network. When we come back, we will, okay, we're running 5 minutes. We're going to take a quick break, so when we come back, we will talk to the 3 heat race winners, and then we go racing at Bristol. Stick around.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000?
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outland, and for the second year in a row, the Community Radio Network is excited to also be the voice of iRacing on LSRTV every Monday and Thursday night with the Northwest Racing Series for Cup and Truck. Join yours truly, Justin Prince and Samuel Dyer, every week as they race towards a championship. We're also on the radio in the Triangle, in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area at 87.5 WCRN, and anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. Click play. Check out the coverage, the power of radio to the imagination of the listener, esports style. We are the Community Radio Network, the voice of iRacing on LSR TV. Check it out when you can, and replays are always up too.
Welcome back to Bristol. Yeah. The last great Coliseum covered in clay, no other way. And we are back. We've got Brockton Packard. I'm Wesley Outland. We're going to grab a word here real quickly with our heat race winners. So I'll ask a question. Brockton, you'll ask a question. Heat 1 winner, Ryan Bloom. Ryan, I got to say this, man. It feels like deja vu in the truck race all over again from a couple of weeks ago now in a Cup car.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of starting out that way, but these cars are a handful, so when it slicks off, I don't know. I don't really have much expectations. Hopefully just stay up front, give myself a chance, and not make the mistake I did in the trucks, and hope I'm there at the end.
Ryan, you put on a heck of a clinic there in the first little heat. How are you going to use that experience to maybe grow a little bit of a gap for this first stage and learn a little more as the track slicks off?
I mean, you know, it's going to be fresh track, I think, a little bit, so it's not going to be as slick starting off, and that's usually where I'm my strongest, so just got to kind of maintain that pace and hopefully just stay out front. So I'll learn as I go. The track's going to be changing quite a bit, so we'll just try to get in a rhythm and give myself the best chance.
All right, Ryan, thanks, buddy. We'll let you drop back down to your team box with your crew, and good luck to you here tonight for sure. Heat 2 winner is Lake Peterson. Lake, your take of the race, buddy. It's been some pretty exciting stuff, and right now you are going to be on the outside of the front row.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the starting position, my starting position for this race. Definitely going to try and stay out there as much as possible, stay out front as much as possible. It'll be interesting to see what it's like in lap traffic. I haven't really been able to practice much of that, so and then especially when this track slicks off, it's definitely going to be a handful. Yeah, we'll be starting up front, and hopefully we can keep it there.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brock. My bad.
No, you're all right. Lake, you're starting on the top side of the first row here. Do you think you're going to be able to use that momentum off of 2 to possibly get the lead here early?
Possibly. I'm not gonna push the issue too much. This is a pretty long race. It might get to the point there in the beginning where I'm just settling in and trying to figure out the most effective line for myself. I kind of have an idea of what I'd like to do as the track slicks off, but yeah, I'll just get the best restart I can and go from there.
All right, Lake, we'll let you get focused back with your crew, man. So go ahead on down there, back to your team chat, as he is the winner of heat race number 2, Lake Peterson of the Hooters number 9. And finally, heat 3 winner, of course, Will Duvall. Will, man, if I say it again, if there's anybody that's got a shot to win on dirt tonight, that's an unknown. It's got to be you. You got to be feeling confident. But, of course, Brockton said you really don't know what the car's going to do.
Yeah, I'd love to say I'm full of confidence here, but in truth, I'm really not. I'm hesitant to say I've got this one. To be honest with you, in that last heat, if Dan hadn't missed the start, I don't think I would have won that one. We're just going to see what happens.
Now, BJ, you're starting second row inside. Do you think that's going to eventually become an issue on that inside lane, or which lane do you really think will prevail through the course of this race?
I think that one's going to be all about the driver. I haven't noticed one lane faster than the other. As far as me, I'm hoping that I can figure out the top side because I feel really slow on the bottom, but the top side, it's real tricky. It seems like there's a different banking transition up there. Car feels different. It feels like the back end just unloads and wants to snap on you. So I think it's all going to be about the driver and where they're most comfortable at on the track.
Will, one more quick question and I'll let you go because I know you got to get ready for the feature. Can you explain to our audience, and for those listening on CRN as well as watching on iRacing on LSRTV, how sometimes hitting the wall can be your friend, but it can also be costly? It's just in the matter of the way you do it.
Oh, absolutely. There's multiple different ways to hit the wall. If you flat side the wall, that's flat out wall riding. That's frowned upon. Never ever just flat side the wall. I smacked it hard there. I actually broke the right front of my car in that heat race the first time I hit the wall. After that, it was just, praying if I hit the wall, it's just my rear end. If you can get that right rear to just graze the wall, throw a few sparks off the right rear of your fender, your right rear tire is usually right up on that cushion. There's a heck of a bite off of it that throws you off the corner and sends you down the straightaway at a rocketing speed.
And that is a little bit of dirt track talk with a guy that knows dirt very well. Of course, West Virginia native and now part of the Northwest, Will Duvall. Go get him, bud. We'll see you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
He will start third, and that's the thoughts of him. And Brock did all these drivers. If you hear all their comments, questions, concerns, replies, we don't know what this race holds.
Absolutely. Basically, these guys are saying after we put 30, 40 laps down on this track, no one's going to have a clue what it's going to do. It's going to slick off real quick, and with the way this car handles, it's going to be a handful for a lot of guys.
We'll see. As again, we mentioned earlier that there will be races in stage formats tonight for these guys. So, of course, they'll be in stage racing, which basically means kind of like what you see on Sundays usually. Stage format. And the field is now getting set. We'll just go ahead and throw this out there to you real quickly. Stage number 1 will be to lap number 25. Then they come back. Pits are optional. You will pit if you want to. And then we go to lap 55 for stage number 2. Now, stage number 2, another caution will be thrown at that time. Then they race in stage number 3, Brockton, and that would be for the finish of the race. We're set to go. The Northwest Cup Series. And let's give you your starting lineup as on the pole. It is going to be the driver of Ryan Bloom to the outside, Lake Peterson. Row 2 inside, Will Duvall. Those are your heat race winners, by the way. So it's 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, and so on. We move on to the outside of him, Chris Camary in the number 15. Row number 3, James Vining, the Catman of the 94 of Casey Garber. Row number 4 will find, of course, Dan West Jr. along with Caden Anderson, Cole Raz, and Jeff Stabnow. Your top 10 as the field rolls off pit road.
Dan Lowther is going to be rolling off, and P12 to his outside, or inside, excuse me, is going to be the 70 of Bryce Beatty. The number 5 of Devin West, followed by Toby Ritters in the 23. 15th is going to be Carl Burke in the 53, and Bruce Lee Weaver in the number 40. 17th is going to be Brian Barnes. Excuse me, my timing and scoring's kind of freaking out here. Wesley, do you mind if you grab the timing and scoring?
Sure. Carl Burke in 16th, Bruce Lee Weaver 17th. Then it's going to be Kevin Smith and Stephen Paulson. Row number 8, row number 9, row number 10 is going to find Tristan Wood and Stephen Paulson. And then we're going to have Brian Reynolds, Frank Harris, row 11, row 12, Alex Duda, Ron Hunter, row 13, Ron Hunter, Aaron Cooper, followed by Sean Brightsman, Ray Fournier, Roy Grandi, BJ Tidrick, Bryce Clark, Brett Johnson. Will he be there? We're not sure. It's time for stage 1. We go to lap 20. I think I said lap 25. It's lap 20. It's Bristol Dirt, baby! We're underway. And ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. We're slinging them sim dirt style here at Bristol. We're underway.
And Ryan Bloom just gets stuck on that inside, hits the apron, and slides all the way back to what I believe is about 8.
Oh, Bloom! Binding, hooked, wrecked, able to continue along, and they're still wrecking, but the caution is out. I said it again. It's one thing when you got 10 or 11 trucks out there, but when you got friggin' 33 out there at one time, Katie, bar the door.
Yeah, and 3 wide is not a place you want to be. Vining nowhere to go, middle of 3. Just hold it steady and hope nobody hits you on that point.
Caution is out. Quickly. On the dirt here, Peterson out in front. Camary second, Duval third, and you see what happened. Obviously, Brock did, man. You look at a guy like Ryan Bloom. He was up in the top 3. He was actually on the pole. He's now fall all the way back to the top 10 and 9th.
Yeah, that's a big hit, and that's just not quite knowing what's in store for you. He kind of dove it off into turn 1 a little too sharp, got on the apron, and slid all the way back. He did a really good job saving it. He could have went around in the middle of the pack, and that would have been really bad, but just wrong place, wrong time for a couple of those guys, and that's what brought out this first caution.
Yeah, just simply a couple of issues there, but we'll try to reset. We'll try to go again. Obviously, caution laps do count. We will throw a caution for the stage. However, the field is not frozen. That was something that was implemented during the rule book, if you will. Posting the advertisement of the race tonight, Brock did that. The field is not frozen at the end of the stages like what normally happens with NASCAR. If you choose to come to the pits, if you choose to make those decisions, you make them on your own accord, and you do not go back to your starting position. You will fall back to the lead lap with the cars that are on the lead lap who did not pit. So it's all about strategy here.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of these guys will be a little weary on taking tires or adding a little more fuel, just because the tire wear shouldn't be too bad since we're on the dirt. And really, the lighter your car is, maybe the easier it'll be to get the nose to turn. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw guys stretch fuel as long as possible or just save enough to just be able to go through the whole race.
All right, so we'll get ready to try this again after that caution flag with problems on the initial start. You'll try. Here we go with Peterson out in front. Kamari and Duval. Hey, we got a whole scoring ticker there. Thanks for looking up.
Speaking of looking up, here comes BJ Duval looking for P2 on the inside of Chris Kamari. Nice little battle there.
Oh, Duval. Kamari behind him. Oh, Dan West Jr. We got a caution. Caution is out again. Trouble. Second yellow of the race. Only on lap number 8 here, the Bristol dirt race. And already the Lamity again. Watch this. 3 wide, Ron Hunter. Troy Daggett. He got hooked in the right front. Then he got collected with Cole Raz. Aaron Cooper nowhere to go. Daggett got airborne. And then he comes back down on all fours. Move out of the way, pace truck. Yeah, we're in this together. That was kind of like a ghost out-of-body experience. Remember when? I guess that's before your time. Never mind.
Probably a little bit.
Unveiling how old I am again.
Yeah, it's all right. Man, we're really seeing this outside lane pick up some pretty good momentum. I wouldn't be surprised if BJ got the lead on this restart just because of how strong he's been on the outside. But it's going to be fun to see how Lake is going to be able to maybe manipulate this restart just a little bit to get that beautiful Hooters car back up front, or keep it up front.
Lap number 10 of 110. 11 of 110. Peterson, Duval, Kamari, Garber, and West top 5. All right. And by the way, quick reminder, remember that we are off for Northwest for the rest of the week after tonight. There's for Easter, no truck race. Not until next Thursday. And the Cup Series is off for Easter next Monday. Green flag back in the air. Here we go.
Here we go, side by side for the lead. We got two and three wide behind. BJ's going to give the nudge. Oh, BJ saved it.
But did you see what Peterson? Did you see what Duval did for Peterson though?
He literally
kept his nose in there for him. You're exactly right, Brockton. He didn't like turn him and turn loose. He turned him and, hey man, didn't mean to do that to you. Let me help you get back in straight again. And he done that. And in doing so, I think it's going to let him keep third.
Yeah, that was definitely a racing incident. I think BJ was just thinking Peterson was going to get in there just a little bit harder than he did, and one thing led to another. It was good saves by both of them. They were both pretty sideways there. And good job for the rest of the field being able to check up and not make that bigger than it was.
Duval and Peterson. West, Kamari, Stabnow, top 5. We'll try this again. This is on the back camera of Stabnow. There's your front. And look who is... Is that the woman from Dark Deceptions?
I think she's from Suicide Squad.
I don't know. What is Suicide? I don't know what Suicide Squad is. Is that the Batman movie?
Yeah.
The Joker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a DC guy, so I'm sure I'll get somebody to tell me sooner or later.
Best Batman ever made was Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. Probably way before your time, too.
Yeah, probably.
I will say, though, the Heath Ledger version of Joker was pretty good. Dark Knight. Let's try this now. 15 of 110. 5 laps to go in stage 1 here at Bristol Dirt. We're back underway.
Pretty even restart by our front row. One goes high, one goes low.
Look at this, back straightaway, third turn, Dan West Jr. Remember what Duval was talking about DWJ earlier. And his son Devin is up to 8th, by the way. Battle for the lead. Peterson, Duval, they're right back up there again in stage 1.
Man, this is some good side-by-side racing. A three-way battle for first place as we come into this turn here. Just look at them stepping out sideways. Out half a second.
Look at Dan West Jr. He'll power down to the bottom and make a move on Peterson, but all the while there you see Duval's car up in front. Peterson behind. They'll fan back in and go to the conga line to the outside lane, slide through the clay off of turn 4 down to the line. 2 to go here in stage 1.
BJ's trying out that inside lane. It kicks out a little further than he wants, but he's a couple laps ago, and we got a caution, Wesley.
And probably this is going to be the end of stage 1 as well, as Bryce Beatty has gone around in car number 70. Bryce Beatty, Caden Anderson. Oh, Devin West in front of them. Oh, Anderson just hooked the right rear and turned Beatty. And then, oh, wow. Oh, man. Caution out, Bryce Beatty.
Man, it seems to be the kind of tempo of the race. You get a couple good green flag runs, and then you get a caution that really the purpose of the caution was something different, but there's a bystander that gets caught up in it. So it's really going to be staying out of somebody else's mess, it looks like. Whoa, watch out. BJ Duval, our leader, spins out under caution.
Certainly did. Wow.
Maybe he's doing victory donuts.
He's all right, though. He's okay. No harm, no foul. The caution was already out, so he gets the spot back.
He won stage 1, so he was doing a little half burnout there.
Peterson and West, Camary, Garber. Stab now. Duval is powering his way back to the lead. Says thank you. I should be behind the pace truck tailgate. Thank you very much. And he is your stage 1 winner, by the way.
Doesn't really look like we've got any takers for pit road right now, apart from the 23 of Toby Ritter's, which I am going to take a wild guess at and say it's probably fixing some damage in that 23 machine as we getting them stacked up, re-racked, restacked, and ready to roll here, Wesley.
Certainly are. Ready to go. As Duval, Peterson, West, Camary, Garber, top 5, ready. Stab now, West, that's Devin, winner last time. Anderson, Bloom, and Pollerson. Lights are off on the pace truck. Remember, this is stage number 2. So we're in stage 2 now. Remember, we went to lap 20. This is to lap 55. This is probably... Well, the first stage was probably the fastest stage of the race. So this is kind of a midway stage, but We're going to see how it goes here. You got about 30 laps. Got about 30 lap sprint. We're back to green.
We're slipping and sliding already. We're beating and banging for the lead as Peterson gets really sideways, slams into Duvall, and oh my, look at that Hornet's nest behind him.
Peterson holding everybody at bay. Now Dan West Jr. will power to the number 2 spot. Duvall falls back to 3rd. Caution is out again. Alex Duda with problems. Some other cars with issues. Bryce Clark in 93. And the caution out yet again. There's another issue.
Out.
Carl Burke in 53. Frank Harris in 11. Here's your replay. 9. Wow, look at it. Oh, my. Wow.
Now there was something after that as well, because we saw the 11 come by and he still had a nose, so they were wrecking off the corner as well. Oh, 53 sending in. And oh, he just overcooks it, gets tapped a couple times, and that starts that chain reaction over there. The 11 nowhere to go.
Wow.
We were talking about on dirt, hard to hit the brakes. Big, heavy stock cars, even though we got bigger brakes this year, hard to slow these things down on the dirt, Wesley.
Shauna says, dirt, how fun. Go get him, Toby. And of course, that is Toby Ritters, aka Clifford. And right now, on the racetrack, he sits outside the top 25.
Yeah,
right now he sits 26th.
Yeah, and remember, Wesley, he had just come out of pit road as we were taking the green, so that stacks him back up. I think he's still got some damage he's trying to fix, because he's back on pit road once again. 23 of Toby Ritters. Wesley, these guys are going after it like it's the last lap up here. We saw the number 9 of Lake Peterson on that last restart get way out of shape and slams the 85 of BJ Duvall all the way back to 3rd. These guys here, the 9, the 55, and the 85, all running very well, really close together, really hard. It should be a fun stage 2 here, bud.
Yeah, it's not over just yet. This is going to be a exciting, fun race with Peterson, West, Duvall, Camary got a shot to be up there. Lights off on the pace truck. 29 of 110 laps. We're about 25 laps to go in stage number 2 here. The Bristol Dirt Race. The stars of the Pacific Northwest send them to speed and green back to turn 1.
Duvall did not get a good jump, but further behind, they were almost 3 wide there between Camary, Garber, and West. That's Devin West, winner of last season's Dirt Bristol race, mired back in the 6th position. And oh, we got another caution, Wesley.
Another yellow flag. Here's a look at it again. Ron Hunter, Ray Fournier. Oh, Carl Burke collected again. A caution out. Yes.
And that was a close one for that tan car there. I'm not sure who it was exactly, but man, got a break from that one. The Red Sea opened for him, that's for sure.
RGL Motorsports says that's Harley Quinn, Joker's girlfriend. That Harley Quinn version is from Suicide Squad. Harley Quinn was actually originally Joker's psychologist at Arkham. You know what? It's so crazy that you know this stuff. Obviously, you don't have a life.
Oh dear. Well, I did say someone would tell us eventually, right?
I mean, you didn't say anything about Arkham Asylum. I'm just playing RGL Motorsports. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm just, just. Guy just did like a whole friggin' biography about who that face on the car was for Will Duvall. Ritters flies by for Shauna O. He's in the chat box cheering on Toby Ritters. What were you saying, Brockton?
There's somebody back in the top 10 who we haven't seen since the first lap, and that's the 25 of Blue. He made it. Made his way back up into the top 10. Pretty good recovery from him so far.
So remember, the Northwest will take off Thursday for trucks, next Monday for Cup. We come back for truck racing next Thursday. Green out, happy Easter to you. I'm going to have a nice little vacation break, honestly. Brockton, I ain't got to worry about no iRacing until next Monday.
It's a good way to live. Have fun in the sun.
I've got other stuff to do in my life. Green back under caution, 1 lap later. Go figure. 7th caution of the race here tonight at Bristol. Lap 35, 20 to go in stage 2. We didn't get a chance to even get started. They threw the caution.
Yeah, this is about when I had my prediction of when we were going to start to see more cautions. We're starting to see this track slick off in a lot of different areas as we're looking here. That number 16 again.
Alex Duda.
Look out.
Oh, Duda, that's not Duda's fault. That's Barnes' fault, Hunter's fault. They turned it.
And they're still wrecking over there.
Aaron Cooper. Barnes car. Which, by the way, I don't understand this. They've not updated it yet. I can't figure it out. But it says in the point standings that Aaron Cooper has a win. He doesn't have a win. Aaron Cooper was the controversial second-place finisher when Cole Raz won the race at Daytona and then spun his car backwards. Actually, Cole Raz was credited with the win, but on the time in scoring point standings, it has Cole Raz with 0 wins and Aaron Cooper with the win. That's just not true. So, by the way, 31 points coming into tonight's race for Caden Anderson over Brian Barnes. Lake Peterson is third, 43 back, 52 back is Sean Brightsman, 63 back is Cole Raz, 69 back is Briar Reynolds, 72 back is Stephen Paulison to the leader, 74 back is Tristan Wood to the leader. Justin Yee, 76 back, 78 back, Kenneth Garber. And some of these names are not here tonight also, Brockton. And here's another thing, my friend. This is a points race tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We might be having fun in some mud here, but everything comes down to points, and you got to be here. You got to show up to get a chance at it. And, I mean, Caden Anderson is actually doing pretty well. He started pretty far back. Well, he started about 7th, but he's running fairly well, fairly consistent, and has a pretty clean race car.
Somebody comes in the chat box and says, that was kind of mean, man. Not sure what your name is, as I'm new here. Well, welcome ADS-TV. RGL is, of course, Russ Lundberg, and I know who Russ Lundberg is. So he says I don't have a life. So as you can see, we're jokingly playing because I know who Russ Lundberg is. And we're just playing in here. So people don't get butthurt, don't get mad in the virtual sim world. We're back to green. And it'll be 15 laps to go here in stage number 2. I wonder why Russ Lundberg's not here tonight.
You know, I'm not sure, but he's got a great race even though he's not here. Oh, BJ Duvall getting crossed up by Dan West Jr. all the way up to the wall. Oh! BJ slams the wall, and West Jr. getting sideways in front of him.
And here comes Sun West, defending winner, looking to become a 2-time winner. And doing it for truck and cup.
Look out.
Duval,
Whoa.
get it into West. They get sideways. They hold it together. Sideways again. Slip sliding. Hold on to them.
That top
Father,
lane.
son, side by side. This is for second and third, by the way.
Look out.
Oh,
The wall. Oh.
no. Duval is wrecked. Garber is wrecked. Caution out.
Oh, and the whole
Wow.
field has to dodge him.
My.
Wesley, this is around that time where that top lane's just going to be too treacherous to run. Oh,
Ooh,
big hit in the
ooh.
barrels.
You know, if that was in real life, if that was real life, Brockton, he'd hit those friggin' barrel pits and the friggin' the speedy dryer of sand would fly through the waters, would fly through the air there if he would have hit it like the way he did.
Yeah, that was a pretty substantial hit to that rear end, too. He may have to come into the pits and get a little bit of service done to that car, but I think Peterson's still out in the lead here, Wesley, followed by Devin West and Dan West Jr. Got to be a little bit intimidating seeing 3 5s in your virtual mirror.
43 of 110 laps, back under caution again. Wow.
It shows you the resilience of these cars, though. I mean, the front 3 cars are by no means pretty anymore. They're all beat and banged up, but they're still running pretty good.
Kevin Smith, wave around, flies by. Lights off of the pace truck. And I got to give the props to the race director, which is Brandon Kreutz, by the way. He's trying all he can to keep this race as many green flag laps as possible. And that's one thing that iRacing did on an update that obviously I don't have iRacing for myself, but as far as what I've talked to a lot of people about, Brockton, is that you don't have to worry about 6, 7, 8 laps under caution. You can literally have somebody trigger the cautions and untrigger the yellows to get back to going racing very quickly, as we will with 11 laps to go here in stage number 2. We're also closing in on halfway when they take the end of the stage 2 break of the cross flags.
Off of turn 2, Dan West Jr. and Devin West side by side for second. Dan West Jr. going to get a little bit tight on the inside there. But like you were saying, Wesley, these quickie yellows are giving these fans the action they deserve, as we're going side by side just behind the Catman. Oh, Duval!
Oh, no! Weaver, Bloom, Raz, hold on. Catman already fell to the wayside. He fell out of the tree.
We're still
the Munster
green.
attacked him, and we're still green. Here comes Ritters. Ritters looking like a modified, powering his way up into the position past Bloom, the pole car. This is for 12th and 13th.
Oh, and we're under caution. I just heard a lot of banging.
9th yellow flag, and the yellow is out again. We'll have to find out what the caution's for. Might be Bryce Clark, 93. Barnes. Hey, remember Barnes is second in points. Remember that, guys. Hunter with problems. Kevin Smith with issues. Daggett spun. Flag stand below. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, that wasn't hard for Barry the Flagman to spot that one.
You see the popsicle car, the number 4, Brian Barnes. Believe it or not, he's second in the points, Brockton. He does not need to be in the Snakes patch or in the Calamity areas because it could hurt him in the points.
Yeah, and he's now mired back outside the top 20, so that's definitely going to hurt him. He's going to have to find a way to get through this last stage here in a little bit. Clean
Especially
and
with
green.
Anderson up to 4th.
Absolutely.
Oh, closing in on the final 5 laps of stage number 2. Now remember, they go to lap 55. Caution will come out again. Field is not frozen. The lineup is what it is. If you pit, you give up your position. You go to the tail end of the lead lap or you go to the tail end of the cars that are on the lead lap that did not pit. So let me clarify that. If you are Peterson and Devin West, and let's say Dan West Jr. stays out at the end of stage 2, and they pit, and then everybody else pits as well, then Devin West, by virtue of pitting, will be the new leader. And then Peterson and Devin West, as Dan West Jr. will be the leader, will have to cycle their way on the lead lap behind them. Because basically, as we get ready for a restart here with 5 laps to go, Brockton, they give up their lead. They give up their lead. They're still in the lead lap, but it's their responsibility to get back on track, have a good pit stop to get back to the front.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting as we cross the start-finish line here to start lap 51. Who is going to take that pit stop, and if anyone?
I got a feeling if they're going to pit, it's going to happen right now. It's going to happen at the end of stage number 2. That's when they're going to pit. And then it's balls to the wall to the finish.
I would agree, except just the way these last few restarts have gone, I think track position is going to be everything. And if I'm Peterson, I'm not going to give up that front row starting position. I think if you're, I don't know, from Reynolds, which is 11th on back, sure, come on, gamble. Maybe Tire Wear will do something for you. But if I'm in the top 10, I don't really want to be further back than that. It's just a lot of cars going everywhere, and the last few wrecks have happened just outside the top 10.
About to end our 9th caution of the race. For those that are listening on the Community Radio Network, it is official. Just wanted to pass along tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Time. The Clayton Comets versus the Cleveland Rams, round 3. They will battle for the Johnston County Easter Invitational Championship. They had to go through 3 grueling rounds since Saturday, but they have reached the finish line, and it is with the rival Cleveland Rams. Tomorrow night, it'll be myself, Will Chalk, and Mark Coates on the call for the championship on the Community Radio Network, 87.5. We are getting the field reset. Are they going to finish stage 2 under caution?
Lights are off on the pit car.
They're going to try to do 2 laps.
It's going to be a 2-lap shootout for this stage win here.
There you go. 2-lap shootout. And remember, the caution came out a lap before in stage 1 when it finished up. So will they wrap them up here in stage number 2? Peterson, West, Camary, West, Anderson, Devin West in second alongside Peterson. Winner last year, winner 2 years, last year and this year in trucks. And he's up in the saddle again with Daddy giving him a push on the outside. 2 laps to go in stage number 2. We're back to green. Oh, never mind. We're back at a caution.
And that's going to be the stage right there, Wesley. Peterson.
That'll be the end of stage 2. Yep.
Peterson going to get the win on that one. And
he won stage 1.
Yeah. Swept them both. That's a good way to do it. Got to just close it out, though.
Here's a quick statistic, Brockton, who was the stage 1 and stage 2 winner in the truck race, did not end up winning the race. That was Ryan Bloom, if you remember. Ryan Bloom, stage 1, stage 2 winner in the truck race a couple of weeks ago. But Devin West ended up winning, repeating 2 years in a row. And guess who's back in the saddle again? Right behind them as we see what happened between Duval and, I'm sorry, that's Bruce Lee Weaver and Frank Harris. And that's why we're under caution.
Yeah, there were a couple guys in that. We did see Duval. He looks like he's got a pretty clean race car now, so he must have went down pit road, fixed it up a little bit, trying to cycle his way back up into the top 10, top 15.
This is the 10th caution in 56 laps. So honestly, Brockton, it feels like Martinsville for Sim 500 for the Northwest on dirt at Bristol all over again. We've had 10 cautions in 57 laps.
Yeah, and it's just drivers are a little bit further behind the 8 ball, as I think some of them thought they would be This track is changing so much, just the color differential between that high line where the number 5 of Devon West is and the low line of where the number 9 of Lake Peterson is. It's almost blackened up on the top with all the rubber that's getting put down, making it really greasy and slippery. And that's where a lot of these guys were comfortable driving, and now it's just a little too slick, and that cushion's built up a little too much that these cars aren't liking it.
2 stages down, 1 to go. We've got it for you. The final 55 laps from Bristol. When we return, this is iRacing on LSRTV and on the Community Radio Network.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it? They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outland, and for the second year in a row, the Community Radio Network is excited to also be the voice of iRacing on LSRTV every Monday and Thursday night with the Northwest Racing Series for Cup and Truck. Join yours truly, Justin Prince and Samuel Dyer, every week as they race towards a championship. We're also on the radio in the Triangle, in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area at 87.5 WCRN, and anywhere worldwide at wearecrn.com. Click play. Check out the coverage, the power of radio to the imagination of the listener, esports style. We are the Community Radio Network, the voice of iRacing on LSR-TV. Check it out when you can, and replays are always up too.
Back at Bristol, 2 stages down, final stage to go. Brockton Packard is here, Wesley Outland here with you. We've also got Charles Wooten and Mr. Jeff Stabnow, Rocket Media Live Sim Racing TV in the production of this event. We're also on the Community Radio Network. We're back, we're ready. Stage 3, Peterson West, trying to go 2 years in a row for Cup and Trucks at the Dart at Bristol. We're back underway, and stage 3 is underway on lap number 61.
We're looking at Caden Anderson, who's worked his way up into the top 5 now. And look who's slotting into 5th. That's going to be Sean Bridesman. He's up 23 positions, Wesley. And he's got a pretty good looking race car right now.
You're hearing bumping, you're hearing banging, you're hearing munching, crunching. It's not the kind of popcorn that you eat in a box. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Look who's getting back up there.
Whoa.
Remember, they got
And
a
we got
faster
a
car. What
caution.
are you using? Caution's out. Oh no. Caution flag back out again.
Oh, look out.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, oh man. Ryan
That
Bloom,
is,
heavy
yeah.
damage.
That's Ryan Bloom in the 72 car of... Oh, jeez. He also got caught up in it. That's BJ Tidrick. Man, oh man, oh man. When it rains, it pours, and we're not done yet.
Yeah, the storm's still rolling in right now. I mean, you can tell just the difference. How many times we've gone through turns 1 and 2 at speed, versus 3 and 4. 3 and 4 still has some grip up there on the top side. And that 1 and 2, there's little to no grip up there. Just shows you how detailed the grip physics are in the iRacing simulations. Great camera angles from the boys in the booth. Ours truly, Cody Wooten. Always giving us those great shots as we're looking at the number 9 of Lake Peterson and the number 5 of Devin West, who just a few weeks ago in the Northwest Truck Series, he won that truck race. Wesley and I covered that one. Definitely a good one to go back and watch.
Lake Peterson, Devin West, lights still on the pace truck. We are in stage number 3. This is the final stage of the race. Everybody will have a nice couple of days off for iRacing on LSRTV. We come back on, I guess it'll be Friday, for coverage of LTAC and NASRA.
It looks like lights on the pace car are going to be coming off here. We're re-racked, ready to go here, Wesley. Top 3 looking like Peterson, West, and Anderson finding his way back up into the top 3. Pace car's off.
Pace truck's in. Here we go. Ready. Green flag back out. Stage number 3. And Peterson up in front. Started this race on the outside of the front row. One of the heat racers along with the drivers of Ryan Bloom and Will Duvall. And look at Camary now. Camary and Anderson battle. That's the points leader, mind you. Anderson in 4th. Methodically getting up to the front. Camary alongside with Anderson. Father and son alongside. The West family going at it. It's the West feud with Peterson for the lead in turn number 1 and 2.
Oh, and Peterson over rotates. He's all the way down. He's going to have a tough time coming up.
Oh, no.
I tell you what, that caution came at the best time for Peterson. He was about to drop way down in the running order as look out. Ooh.
Collison and Lowther and Bloom and Beatty and Harris and oh my God, Kevin Smith. And you still hear him crunching. Oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah, I think I saw Duvall get a piece of that. Stabnow definitely got a piece of that.
Aaron Cooper, Carl Burke.
All kinds of guys getting pretty severe damage. I mean, at this point, we're running 2 classes, a modified class and a stock class here.
Give me an aspirin, I got a headache. We've announced the race tonight, but we've had 23 cautions for 114 laps in the first race of a 174 lap race. And now we're 71 laps in. This is the 12th caution of 71 laps.
We're at caution 35 on the entire night tonight.
Oh, you just stole my segue, but thank you.
Great minds think alike.
All total tonight, we've had 35 yellow flags. 35 times the Banana Republic flag is waved here. And if you don't know what banana colors are, they're yellow.
Well, to get yellow, you first must have green, so let's get those lights on the pace truck turned off, and let's get back going green here. They're faking us out, going 2 by 2 already. Lights on the pace car is still on at the moment. Working lap 72 of 110, Wesley.
.72 of 110 laps. We're ready for 1 to go with Devin West, Lake Peterson, Caden Anderson, Dan West Jr., Chris Camary, Lights off. The boys will do it for real this weekend. Trucks on Saturday night. Cup Series on Easter Sunday at Bristol Motor Speedway. We just hope you're enjoying this diversion of what is the virtual dirt Pacific Northwest Series program of it. Here they come. Don't forget, by the way, Sim 500 on the dirt next Monday night as well. That's my next broadcast. Green back out. Here we go. Devin West, Peterson. Remember how lucky Peterson was the last time. He's right back in the saddle again. He's going to battle for the lead on the outside, going to turn 3 to put lap 75 on the board this time by.
Oh, watch
Contact.
out.
Caution's out. Oh, my goodness.
That was going to get good there, too. They were 3 wide for the lead. 2 Wests and a Peterson as we're looking at Duvall. Possibly the cause of the caution. Oh, and just gets
Duvall
cleaned out.
Turned by Dan
man.
Lowther. But what's the old cliche? He cleaned his clock.
Yeah. He just cleaned him out, man.
Poor Duvall, man. That guy, he can't get a break. I mean, he just can't.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's super passionate about his dirt racing, so I'm sure he's probably beating himself up a little bit, but he ran a really solid race with just a couple mistakes that has mired him back in the pack here. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble and kind of get back up here as we're working our 13th caution. Lucky number 13, right?
We are, yes. Man, oh man.
I kind of hope that Easter Sunday isn't like this. I know our boys in the NASCAR
last year,
Cup
the
Series.
Logano won. Last year, I was there last year. Well, Logano won. It was on the dirt and it was daytime. But if you remember, it was supposed to be obviously on a Sunday afternoon. But then the weather and the rains and everything postponed everything. But then you had the trucks and their heat races and then the Cup stuff and everything all on the racetrack at one time in one day on Monday afternoon. And it was just crazy in the daytime. This year it's at night. Hopefully the weather will be, fingers crossed, good and decent. We'll see. And of course, right now we are 13 cautions. All right, here's something to think about. 13 cautions, 36 total. Brockton, we had 23 cautions for a 174 lap race. We're already 10 away from having that tie, 13 cautions now in a lesser distance race.
Yeah, but I gotta believe that this is a little bit of a higher difficulty track just with how slippery these are.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that these don't quite have dirt tires yet as the Gen 6s do. I could be wrong on that. But I don't think these have treaded tires, which give, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it gives it a heck of a lot more grip if it would have some tread on those tires. But pace truck's off, Wesley, and we're going green here.
Peterson, Anderson, West, Garber, top 5. We're back underway. Anderson up the hill. West, coming through. Garber's back up there again as well. Remember, he brought a caution earlier. Look at that awesome camera angle. It's the cliche, Brockton, that we've always said. If you play your cards right and you try not to force the issue, and that's forcing the issue, Garber. I was trying to give Garber credit. Now Ritter's piles in. Bloom involved. Caution out again. Wow. I was literally going to say that if you think about a guy like Casey Garber, who had problems earlier, there's what's left of Tidrick and Duvall, by the way. They spun too. But if you think about it, you work your way back up in the fight. Stay out of trouble. You can be there contending. And then all of a sudden, look at this. Oh, my.
Man, it's kind of heartbreaking there. Had such a good run going. Now he's going to be all the way back in the 21st position. Oh, Duvall gets in
and guess
it
who
as
comes
well.
out smelling like a rose again? Daddy West has crashed. Son West is up in second.
Tell you what, Devin's got a real knack at this dirt stuff. Working caution number 14. Lap 82 of 110. Peterson's still out front. Stage winner 1 and 2. I mean, you really can't take anybody for granted in this top 5. I mean, you got Peterson, Devin West, Caden Anderson, Chris Camry, and Sean Bridesman. Sean's gone all the way up from 23 positions back up to the top 5. I mean, he's really been putting on a bit of a clinic back there on how to pass.
Hooters number 9, Lake Peterson up in front. One of the heat race winners. Shelton, Washington, number 5, Devin West. Of course, Devin in the LSRTV CRN Team West Racing entry, winner of Cup and Truck last year here at Bristol, winner of Truck this year at Bristol, and now he's trying to do it again. Back-to-back 2 years in a row, if he can pull it off. Brockton in Cup and Trucks of the Northwest.
Yeah, that'll be pretty impressive if he can get that. He's still got a long way to go here, Wesley. We're still about 25, 26 laps out of the advertised 110 laps.
Peterson and West, look at some of these cars beaten battered. Look at who's alongside. Is that Cole Raz alongside Sean Breitzman? And even though he's all tore up from the floor up, he's still in the fight. You gotta love it.
Yeah, and sitting in 7th, Ryan Bloom, our pole sitter. Still, somehow that car is still going.
Back. Jeff Stabnow.
Yeah,
in
Jeff's
9th.
up there.
Brian Reynolds 10th.
Some guys that we haven't seen up front in a while resurfacing as we're heading closer and closer to the end of this one. Pace truck is off, Wesley, and Lake Peterson slams on the loud pedal.
Back to green with 25 laps to go. Okay, I'm a realist here. We've had 14 caution flags. I don't think we're going to end up with a record of 23 like we had in Sim 500 because of the matter of the laps that remain.
Whoa,
but, man, I look, oh, wow. Look at this. Peterson, Anderson, outside lane. Look at that. Look at Stabnow.
Stabnow's
jiving, showing what he's got up in the top 10.
Gotta love watching that 24 zig and zag around. Looking at the 18 and the 25 here. This is a battle for 7th.
How about that? I talked about the other night. Olay! Caution crashing. Daggett, Lowther, Hunter. Caution out. 15th time tonight at Bristol. Look at. I was just talking about Taco Bell and Roy Grande, and look at him 4 wide. Dan West Jr. with a fast repair, and he just gets a little aggressive there, trying to go 4 wide. Runs out of room. Hunter, Lowther, Daggett, nowhere to go, and there we go. Oh, Anderson's in the lead.
Wow.
Anderson got around Peterson.
I think we missed that one there. I wonder, he probably was running that high line. He's been able to. What's that?
Anderson won last week. He won last week, my friend. He won Atlanta in week 2. He won Vegas last week. He's trying to become a 3 winner this season and back-to-back winner for the first time for anybody this year on the Northwest Cup Series if he does it.
Yeah, that'd be huge for him, and he's the points leader too, so that would definitely help his championship hopes. He could
Without a
extend
doubt.
that points lead.
And you think of Anderson and Cole Raz, who's also up in 5th, by the way. Both of those guys have just been top contenders all season long in Cup and Truck. So, honestly, there is a group of, I mean, there's a little bit of a, hatred there for some of these guys on the Northwest that they feel for them. And the reason why, and the reason why, honestly, Brockton, is because they pulled some shenanigans that have made some of the powers that be a little frustrated with trying to bring out caution flags or trying to do things to help out their teammates. Last week in Vegas, it was no holds barred. I don't know if you saw the recap of the race or if you saw the highlights of last week, but man, there was 10 laps of the race where Anderson and Raz went side by side, wheel to wheel, battle, door to door. And I mean, never lift a little flip, turn toward Vegas going in. And we're not done yet.
I'd watched that last few laps just to kind of get ready for this race, and that was a heck of a run there between all those guys. Got to mention Wood and Moore. Both those guys really close to getting there. The tires almost paid off for Wood. I mean, that was such a crazy last lap as we're restacking them, re-racking them. 19 laps to go here, Wesley.
Yep, 19 to go here. Shootout time.
Man, if it's
I wanted to
now,
grab Will Duvall. I wanted to try to grab Will Duvall and have him join us in the booth, but I'm pretty sure he's probably frustrated. That did not go the way he wanted to. I just seen his post that said my night is over. I'm done. Good night. So that's hate to hear that. We're going back to green though, with 18 laps to go at Bristol. The dirt race, and just oh my. Here we go. Ritters is wrecking. Hollis is we're in the caution, bud.
Oh man.
Just as fast as the green fell, they called the yellow. And I think it's for Dan West Jr. and Paulison and Ritters. Watch this. Kristen Wood.
And
Burke,
oh no.
Smith turned. Wow. Yeah, don't go anywhere, Pace Truck. You're needed again.
Yeah.
And just in case you run out of fuel, there's another Pace Truck over there that's to the side.
Luckily, those Chevy Silverados get pretty good gas mileage when you're running 35 miles an hour.
Brockton Will Duvall says, you don't want me to talk on the air.
Yeah. We'll give the old one thumb wonder some time to cool down.
The one thumb wonder, I love it.
Man, we had some good times in the Adrenaline Series, and good guy, real fast, just get some tough breaks, and it was one of them. But he'll come back next.
He's come a long way because he used to be really, really frustrated.
Yeah, I was in race chat with them a couple times, so. No, Will's a good guy. And he can wheel a heck of a race car. But I'm sure he'll come back for the next race of the Northwestern Cup Series. And he'll be flying, I'm sure.
I don't know. I really don't know. We'll find out.
I mean, you got to build a little bit of an underdog story. Speaking of underdog, can we class possibly Sean Bridesman sitting in the 6th? 22 spots to the good here. He's come a long way, Wesley. Could he be an underdog, a dark horse possibly for the end of this race as we're coming to 14 to go?
I keep saying I don't know, but it's the honest truth. I really don't know, man. This race has just had its all, and now we're in this. I never would have thought we'd be at 16, close to 20 cautions in this race with 14 to go. I mean, and if we literally drop a green and we wreck again, well, there's your 17th caution. You know, and then there's an opportunity for overtime if need be, 2 attempts, and it's just. I wish I don't. Is it the cars? Is it the driving becoming aggressive? You know, we heard in the Sim 500 broadcast tonight that had 23 cautions for 174 laps, and one of the things that was said in the analogy of the recap to us was these cars are so fast, they're hard to break, and you're carrying so much speed, we just plow into one another. And I'm wondering if we're experiencing that on Bristol dirt tonight. Not to mention, as the lights are off on the pace truck, Brockton, you're already sliding away, in the words of the great song by Paul Simon, on the clay at Bristol already.
Yeah, and there's so many factors that go to this. The track has changed so much. The driving style's changed. I mean, we're getting down to crunch time, coming to 12 to go, almost 10 to go. I mean, you got to do everything you can, and there's not a lot of time to do it.
Field will come back to the restart zone. Green flag back out at Bristol. 12 laps to go. Hey, finally, side-by-side cameras. Look at this.
Peterson and Anderson going after it for the lead. Anderson going all the way to the top. Oh, here
comes West. Look at Devin West. 11 to go. I'm telling you, man, somehow when he gets down to the end, he comes out of nowhere. And here comes Raz, also teammates with Anderson. 11 to go.
West all out of short.
West in trouble.
Oh,
Kamari Rex.
no.
Kamari below the apron. We still stay green. Look out.
Green. Uh-oh.
Wow,
Get off that apron.
Kamari had contact with Devin West. Bonsai'd off Devin West, and then when he came back up the racetrack, he about slammed into his daddy, Dan West Jr.
Speaking of slamming
Reynolds,
around,
Bryce Beatty,
look
Bruce Lee
out.
Weaver
Oh.
slam, Ritters and Dan West Jr. Man, we've seen that a couple of times tonight. And again, caution out with 10 to go.
Yeah, that was just maybe a bit of an over-aggressive move. Maybe trying to get a little bit too much. Was West Jr. there? Just going for going for it. There's no real other way to say it. Oh, what happened up there? That's Anderson. That was Anderson backwards, I believe, too. It was Stabenow and 25. Yeah, Anderson's not up there anymore.
Was Anderson involved? Yeah,
I think he was.
He's in the pits.
If we could,
He's pitting. He's ninth. He's in the pit.
we could maybe find that. I don't know if our cameras caught it or not, but Anderson got caught up in something. So did the 24 of Stabenow and the 25 of Ryan Bloom. He's got a blown engine on the outside lane here.
Well, hopefully maybe our producer Charles can try to dissect it besides what happened between Dan West Jr. and Toby Ritters again. And see what happened with Jeff Stabenow and Ryan Bloom and Caden Anderson, taking them out of it.
Yeah, that was a interesting turn of events. Caden's still in pit road too.
7. This race is going to probably try to get one more attempt at a regular restart. And then if we wreck again, we're going to go to 2 attempts at a overtime.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I have a sneaking suspicion we may need at least one of those overtimes.
So here's the deal. We will come back around, lights off. No, not yet. I'm sorry. They're still flashing. My apologies. I see them on the tail lights now. And that's another thing with Bristol. The lights are already so bright as it is, and, you know, it's kind of hard to tell when the lights are on and not, so.
Yeah, these guys just, I'm sure if you're in that top 3, top 5, you just want this thing to be over, get the points be done, as we're hitting 5 to go at the line here. We're going to stack them.
Lights are off now.
Now we're going to stack them up here.
4-lap shootout, overtime if necessary. Working the end of caution flag number 17. Boy, did you see the finish of the Martinsville race for Sim 500? Man, leaders took each other out. 5th place won the race coming off the corner for Eric Arnold. Could we see something repeat itself here on the dirt at Bristol? Pace truck drops onto the pit lane. They come back to the Bass Pro Shops restart zone at Bristol. Green is back out. 4 laps to go. Bristol dirt, baby. It's shootout time.
Peterson got a good jump, but it's going to be Raz on the top side trying to get that first position. We're almost 3 wide for 5th.
Caution.
And caution.
Overtime coming up. Caution is out. We'll find out what happened. Obviously, our great production crew in the truck will. That fast. Watch this. By the way, replays are presented by Polk's Poppers. As Frank Harris hooks.
Man.
Tendrick got into Brian Reynolds. Brian Barnes, the man that is currently second in the points, just weaseled out of getting not collected in that.
Man, I tell you, Frank has had a rough night tonight. I'm sure he's ready for this thing to just be over with.
Christian Rudman says, "What's up, Packard?"
Oh, hey, Chris.
I say that in exclamation because there's, you know, "What's up, Packard?"
Yeah, that's to those of you.
Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So that's why I kind of put it that expression in it.
Yeah. He's over there on the California dreaming side of the world. Christian's one of my longtime sponsors.
Leaves are brown. That's a real song, by the way, California Dreaming.
Christian does some of my paint schemes
how old
for
I
me,
am,
so.
I guess. Now, don't you live in North Carolina now, Brockton? Don't you live on my other side of the state? I'm in Raleigh. You're in Charlotte, I guess?
Yes, yeah. I go to University in North Carolina, Charlotte.
Go 49ers.
Yes,
I don't mean San Francisco either.
Green and gold all the way.
Green and gold? Yes, sir. Green and gold.
Mechanical engineering with a focus in motorsports. Got a great program up here. Lots of opportunities. Lots of racing. It's a lot of fun.
You want to be a mechanical engineer?
Well, I want to be a race car driver.
Why the hell do you want to be a race car broadcaster?
Hey, man, it's fun to be up here with you, Wesley. So if I get to find more characters like you, I'm all for it. So.
You're going to be an engineer. Come on, man. You're going to be hanging out with the guys like retired Ryan Newman.
I'm with Rayoum Brothers Racing at the moment in Team Hesenberg with the 27 Cup car, the 39 Xfinity car, and the 43 and 33 truck teams. They'll be up in Bristol this Saturday. So make sure to cheer those guys on.
Christian says, "Hey yo, haha, Agent NASCAR."
Yeah, he's one of my longtime sponsors. He's been on the 24, the 48, the 88, basically any number I've driven, he's been on that. And
we've caught a lot of your races.
Yeah, you guys have. I've been on LSRTV for.
Your debut at Bristol was very memorable.
Yeah, that was I believe the infamous Wesley Outland quote that I remember is Dunkin' Donuts and Cheetos everywhere. I believe.
That was like 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I've been doing this too long. Oh God. Here, the lights are off, everybody. We're going to Are we going to overtime? I think we are. This is overtime number 1.
Yeah.
So we're going to overtime number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We're officially on lap number 111. It'll be lap 112 when they take the green. So here's the deal. If they take the white flag, the CRN1 to go, then the race is official. They race to the checker flag. If they take a caution before they come to the white, we'll re-rack, restack, and do a second attempt. If the second time happens, caution before the white flag, race is official. If they take the white flag at any time in overtime as they come back to green, it's over. We're back underway. Peterson, Raz, and West, and here we go, trouble again. Ron Hunter, Devin West, caution out. Overtime number 2. Wow. And the 19th caution flag on that as well, Brockton.
Yeah, we just broke our 40 mark. We're at 42 cautions on the entire night. It's been a rough night for the caution flags, hasn't it?
Poor Barney's gonna have to take a little, what do you call it? One of those ice baths.
Yeah, he's gonna need some Blue Emu after tonight.
It's the Blue Emu maximum pain relief and stick him in the whirlpool. Put him in the spin cycle. Have him been a visit by the Undertaker when he does it.
Oh boy. Man, this is crunch time, Wesley, and these guys aren't holding back, and that's what's getting a couple of these guys in trouble. But I tell you what, if I'm Devin West, I am frustrated. I'm sitting in third. He knows he has the speed. He knows he can just send it right up the middle and probably get there. So I'm sure he wants it to go more than 100 feet green.
Exactly. And I'll tell you this too, Brockton, also, bud. The race that we ran with the trucks a couple of weeks ago at Bristol Dirt, it didn't have 20 caution flags.
No.
I think there might have been 6 or 7.
Yeah, we went a pretty good
I'm just wondering if it's the car. I'm just wondering if it's this car.
With
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with it. This independent rear suspension probably doesn't like this dirt stuff. The diffuser's probably scraping along it, maybe grabbing it a little bit. I know Jeff and BJ were talking about possibly the splitter hitting when you're up on the top lane, right in the brim a little bit. You get your right rear tire.
And the splitter gets up under the front nose of the car. That makes you lose handling and grip. Yeah.
There's all kinds of
Here's
stuff.
my question, Brockton. If they try to mimic these cars off the real NASCAR simulator, and the NASCAR cars have been based off the iRacing simulation, holy cow, do you think we could see something of this caliber at Bristol Sunday night?
You know, maybe something a little less drastic. I don't think we're getting 20 cautions. Don't quote me on that. I hope not. But I think these...
One to go, by the way.
These NASCAR Cup teams, they have a little more leeway with how they set up their cars, and they can kind of see a little more than we can with this fixed setup. So I'm hoping that those big brains in all these teams have been able to figure it out a little bit. They did a little bit of a test a few days ago, so I think we should be all right. I think it'll be a good race, to be honest.
Field is ready. Second attempt at overtime. If we get a caution before the white, the field's frozen, it's over. You better send it now. Peterson back into turn 1. Bottom of the racetrack. Here they come. Here's Raz. Raz now passed by Brightsman. Brightsman's up there. Peterson inside. Raz outside. Here comes Cole Raz out of nowhere. They battle. White flag. CRN1 to go. Final time at Bristol.
Peterson, Raz, first and second. Raz into the wall.
Oh!
Peterson. Here comes Brightsman.
Brightsman. Can he be there? He's there. It's 3 cars. 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the lead. Are you serious? They're making contact. Peterson on the outside. He's going to win it. 3 wide finish. Brightsman, Peterson, Raz. And it's going to be Peterson on a 3 wide off the corner to win at Bristol. Holy smokes. Another wild finish. Another wild finish here at Bristol.
I don't think I've ever seen a dirt race come to a 3 wide finish before, Wesley.
A 3 wide finish. Peterson wins this race over Cole Raz by 0.002 hundredths of a second.
That's incredible right there, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody give him a high five. We need some high fives up in here.
Wow. You see the unofficial results. We'll read them out to you real quickly. Lake Peterson is the winner. Lake Peterson becomes another winner on the series. I'm looking at the races so far this year. And I don't think he's won any races this year. Yes, he has. My apologies. He won Dover. So here's a quick statistic. Hayden Anderson and Lake Peterson are both two-time winners, and they've also won the most recent back-to-back events. As Lake Peterson burns it down, Stephen Paulison will celebrate with him. Here's your results. Just keep it up on the screen to the left. It's Lake Peterson, the winner. Cole Raz, second. Sean Brightsman, third. Devin West is fourth. Chris Camary, fifth. Bryce Beatty, sixth. Bruce Lee Weaver, seventh. Tristan Wood, eighth. Stephen Paulison, ninth. Carl Burke, a top 10. Drivers that I wouldn't have thought would have been in the top 10 that were even involved in wrecks earlier. Brockton finished in the top 10. Wow.
Absolutely. And this bottom half of the grid here, in 11th, the 55 of Dan West Jr., he claws his way back up there. The 12 of Briar Reynolds gets it in 12th. 13th is going to be BJ at Tedrick in the 72. Toby Ritters in the 23 gets his way back up to 14th. Frank Harris in 15th. Bryce Clark going to come home 16th. Ron Hunter 17th. Jeff Stadbow, unfortunate for him, going to come home 18th. Kevin Smith 19th. Ryan Burns 20th. Wesley, finish him out here.
Ryan Bloom will be 21st. Caden Anderson 22nd. Casey Garber 23rd. Roy Grande will be 24th. Troy Daggett 25th. BJ Duval, it was such a heartbreak for one of the heat race winners, 26th. Dan Lowther 27th. Alex Duda 28th. Aaron Cooper 29th. Ray Fournier 30th. James Vining, Brett Johnson. The rundown. I don't even think Brett Johnson even took the green. And by the way, according to Will Duvall, Team Outlaw Motorsports, he point blank says, Brockton, 100% it's the car. If we even have dirt, tires, it's junk on these cars. So definitely they got to, I'm just wondering what we're going to see Sunday. Coming up, the finish line post-race wrap-up. We will talk to the top three. A wild race here at Bristol that saw 19 caution flags in the Bristol Dirt Race for the second time for the drivers of the Pacific Northwest Racing Series. We'll wrap it up here in just a moment. Welcome back. Welcome back to Bristol. The Bristol Dirt Race just wrapped up, and oh my goodness, was it a wild one. But just caution field, and then crazy finish. 3 wide at the start-finish line between these three drivers. We'll talk to them here in just a moment. We'll talk to the winner, of course, Lake Peterson as well in just a second. But first, third place, Sean Brightsman. Sean, your take of this race, man. This Bristol, wild.
Yeah, it was a wild night. It's unfortunate. This could have been a lot different, really. I think the car it's hard to drive. It was hard to drive. The track makes it also hard to drive depending on the setup and everything. So there's a lot of factors, but overall, just kind of rode the night and just kind of let it come to me. Really,
Riding
I
the
didn't try
storm
to...
out, as they say, right? Riding the storm
Yep.
out.
Absolutely.
Brock
Now-
the Packer.
Sean, you came up from 28th to finish 3rd, by far the biggest mover of the race. Kind of talk us through how you used your brakes and kind of your know-how of how to get through the field to be even in contention for the win there.
I just try to be patient. I knew we had a 110 laps, or that was the goal, and I just starting back there wanted to be patient, keep the car clean, and wasn't really gonna shove the nose in anywhere. And most of the night didn't shove the nose at all in anywhere, and got a little lucky as well and missed some big wrecks. So, which put me up there towards the front, and to be able to battle out with Cole, Lake, and Devin and all that. So, I'm just happy to be up there.
Well, Sean, it's on to the next one, dude. I know that we can put this one behind us, but man, what do you think of this car so far? And obviously, are you taking a liking to it, or is this making some people think we should go back to the drawing board and reassess some things for the Northwest, or is it what it is?
I like the car. I think if people preach a little bit of patience at the start of the races, this car isn't terribly hard to drive once you find that limit, which I've unfortunately found at the end of races a lot of times. If you're just patient, it's not too bad to drive, and you can still move throughout the field. So we'll keep it going where it's at. I don't think we need to change anything quite yet, but we just got to practice a little bit more patience throughout the field.
There you go. There's the thoughts of Sean Brightsman. Sean, thank your sponsors, buddy. We'll let you go 3rd place.
Thanks, Wes. Got to thank Brights Boutique. Check us out on Etsy, etsy.com/Brights Boutique. Central Welding Supply, LSRTV. Got a big shout out tonight to Race Control, Brandon Kreutz. Thanks for stepping up and helping us tonight. And then everybody for showing up tonight as well for the race that didn't turn much into a race until the end.
There you go. There's the thoughts of, again, Mr. Sean Brightsman, 3rd place. Runner-up, Cole Rass, 200ths of a second. You had a shot at him. You went 3 wide. Brightsman was there. You made him run for Peterson. You settled for the 2nd position. What's your take of this race tonight, Cole?
It was an event-filled one for me. We started up there pretty close to the front, around 8th or 6th, and got caught up in an early wreck and went to about 30th at the tail end of the field. So climbed our way back up to about 6th again, and then got wrecked under yellow, lost all those spots, and had to do it for a 3rd time. So, a lot of forward and back, kind of night. So to come back up and battle for a win like that was really fun. Had a good restart there on Lake on that last one, and just gave it away on the white flag lap in 1 and 2, just getting in the fence a little bit. But it was really enjoyable. I feel like all that waiting around under pace laps, I think it made up for a great finish like that.
Cole, bud, congratulations on P2 again. Kind of talk us through the progression of the race and kind of how the track changed. Even though you guys spent quite a long time under caution, the green flag runs that you did have, could you feel how quickly the track is changing?
I think it took probably after the first 30 laps or so, it started moving away from the bottom or middle. And then it kind of gave you a few options. The bottom was in for a little bit again later in the race, and then that went away quickly once some guys figured that out, and then it became top dominant. It's such a fine line. It's like running the wall at Homestead. You step over that boundary and you're in the fence. So, and once you're in there, it just keeps you sucked in like a magnet. It was a hectic race, and you just really had to stay on top of what the track was doing. And if you could do that and miss some wrecks, then I think you were able to end up front.
And mind you, a segue, you can also thank your sponsors here. Your car looked beaten, battered, banged, bruised like a modified, okay? And you still battled to go in the runner-up position. Was the mindset on the white flag lap, stick it 3 wide, try to make a run at Peterson to try to win this thing? And it looked like when you got in the wall on that restart, it kind of hurt you a little bit. Was that the only result there with you and Peterson and Brightsman to go 3 wide for the finish?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I thought coming to the white, having the lead, I feel like we were driving into the sunset, and then I crashed into the waters. We stuffed it in the fence, and that really allowed the opportunity for that 3 wide finish. And, I mean, I was all out of shape on the backstretch after being in the fence in 1 and 2, so I got a good enough entry in middle and 3 to have a chance to go 3 wide middle. Sean threw it in there. The 3 of us never touched, which was insane to me. And it was just kind of squeeze the wheel tight, mash that throttle, and hope you come out on top. And we were just a little bit short. And to end the night, just got a big thank you to the Master Ranch, Wells Johnson, LSRTV, and everybody that helps put this on. And it was a crazy night, but look forward to Thursday.
On to the next one, Eric Kohlraz, ladies and gentlemen. He will, of course, finish in the number 2 position at the 3 wide. Crazy finish. Victory lane we go. Second win of the year. He won Dover. He wins here tonight at Bristol Dirt, Lake Peterson, Hooters number 9. Congratulations, man. Wow, what a show this was. What a race. And for the most part, you were up there in the catbird seat pretty much the entire race. Your take of everything amongst the craziness in the back of Bristol.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely thrilled with the result of that race. I think those are the finishes that you can only dream of. So to be able to come out on top of those, a situation like that was extremely cool. As for kind of having it easy the whole race, track position was super key, as you guys probably alluded to during the broadcast. But what made it really difficult with all those caution laps was trying to find a rhythm. I found, during practice and stuff, I found that the bottom was what was really successful for myself. But I had a really, really hard time putting together corners with those long breaks in between the green flag run. So then I had to kind of start searching and look for the top and try and maybe find something on the bottom if it came back in. And so, yeah, I really wish it was able to go green. I think Sean kind of hit the nail on the head there. Just a little bit of patience could go a long ways with these cars. I mean, you just got to cut each other breaks out there. And then I think the rest will come together. But overall, extremely happy with the result of the race, obviously.
Lake, once again, want to reiterate congratulations on your second win of the season, the second repeat winner of this season. Kind of talk us through the race as you swept both stages and coming down to the wire with the comers and goers throughout the race. How could you kind of compartmentalize everybody and focus on your race only?
Yeah, I think the key there was trying to mix up where I left on the restarts to make sure that people couldn't necessarily time where I was restarting. I felt like that was probably going to give me the best advantage, considering that the bottom wasn't necessarily where we wanted to be initially. From there, I just tried to mirror drive and make sure that I blocked as many people as possible. But I mean, I was out of control sometimes too, and people were able to get by me.
Did really good last year. It's just another repeat season. But what's your take of the car? Obviously, you follow the sentiments of what Kohlraz and Sean Brightsman said of if there could just be a little bit more patience, I think we could see a different outcome with the races. But what's your take of being where you are right now in the first 6 weeks of the season compared to where we were when we were running Daytona with this car? And obviously there's been a lot of R&D and races and laps put on. Are you taking a liking to it? And in segue, also thank your sponsors, bud.
Yeah, I personally really love this car. I think it definitely puts a lot of the issues we have with the last car, the Gen 6 car. I think we get a lot more, the drivers have a lot more control in their hands when it comes to these cars, and I think the cream kind of rises to the top with these things. It's more throttle control and managing your tires and not having downforce be so overwhelming and kind of hindering the skill that a driver might have. So personally, I really like the car. I think as the season progresses, people will also start to take more of a liking to it if they don't already, and just kind of learn the give and takes with it. I think time is our best friend right now, and we just got to stick to it, and this league will start putting together some really good races here in the future. As for my sponsors, I really want to thank Phoenix Designs for the really slick paint scheme tonight. Everyone at LSRTV, really appreciate these high quality broadcasts you put on. I know it's hard work when there's a lot of yellow flags, and what you guys are able to do to keep this thing engaging and entertaining and show the good qualities of this sim. I think you guys nail it all the time. I want to thank everyone at Ski Fleet Enterprises, KR, all the admins. I think we truly do have something really special here with this league, and it'll start coming together. We had some really good races there at the end of last season. I think it's only a matter of time.
Well, there's the thoughts again of the driver of Mr. Lake Peterson. He was the winner at Dover. And of course, Caden Anderson, winner at Atlanta. He won at Vegas last week, and now winner at Dover. Now the winner here at Bristol for back-to-back wins for both of these drivers. So, Brockton, oh my, man. Bristol, it's Bristol dirt, baby. It did not disappoint. Your final take on things, man. It was great having you in the booth again for Bristol dirt, for trucks and cup. Good show tonight, and of course, big win for Lake Peterson.
Yeah, Wesley, it was a heck of a night. We saw some really great heat racing, some really great feature racing, and an awesome last lap finish. I just, man, there's a lot of cautions there, and I would have to agree with some of the drivers. I feel like if it went green a little bit longer, it would have been even better, but I mean, overall, you can't complain. You had a really strong finish and some great action.
It was fun time. And when it's all said and done, Lake Peterson gets the win. Thanks to everybody that listened to the Community Radio Network tomorrow. Cleveland Clayton, the Johnston County Eastern Invitational Baseball Tournament Championship. We got it for you at 7:30. Thank you for listening always to iRacing. For all of our crew at Rocket Media Live Sim Racing TV, for Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, all of the crew, I'm Wesley Outland along with Rocket Packard. Thanks for joining us in Bristol. It was a good one. Lake Peterson wins. Northwest Racing Series. Trucks off this Thursday. Cup off next Monday. Happy Easter to you. The Northwest returns on Thursday.